Hello, everyone, and welcome all of you to this session podcast where we have a conversational talk and explain the concepts which I have channeled, which sometimes can be a bit difficult to understand. And with me, I have my friend Anil, who is going to use his expertise since he is the one who has helped me with the preparation of the transcripts. And he knows a lot of the sessions in depth and also has other information which he can use to correlate the information to make us understand. So today we will talk about weather manipulation. So last time we saw Hurricane Helena, Hurricane Milton doing lots of damage in the west as well. In the east, there have been a few flooding events as well, earthquakes and stuff like that. So it is always a matter of question who has the control of the weather, whether it is naturally created or whether it is done by some elites who have the systems. They can infiltrate the weather. So to discuss that, I welcome Anil to this podcast. But before I do that, I want to say a big thank you to all of you for liking this video, because it will help to reach to other star seeds and wanderers at this time who may need this information. And now I welcome Anil. Welcome Anil to the podcast.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to be of service to others in a small way. Before we start the podcast, I would like to say the purpose of this podcast is to raise the understanding and the vibration of current human collective. I would encourage each entity to approach these topics with an open minds and hearts, seeking to understand the deeper spiritual truths and only accept those thought forms that resonate with your inner heart, leaving behind those that do not resonate with it. So, as Sam has pointed out today, Sam has requested that we talk about or discuss weather manipulation. So, weather manipulation has been happening on planet Earth at least since Vietnam War, although previously it has been used by military industrial complex against so-called enemy in war zones. But since harmonic convergence, which began in 1988, it has been actively used by STS forces against general public on US soils as elsewhere to manipulate people perception under their master cover plan, climate change, to bring about new world order of total control and surveillance and take planet Earth into fourth density negative timeline by 2030. Anything and everything can be covered under climate change, as you may have noticed, whether an event is a natural or intentional or collateral damage as a result of some other negative event executed by STS forces in their desperate effort to make planet Earth 4 density negative planet. Unless an entity has a high vibrational state, it is very difficult to see through the incessant web of lies by their media machine, including their highly curated so-called free speech social media platform. In today's podcast, we will look at a specific example of each type of events so that people can become aware and vigilant in the future. Awareness protects, ignorance endangers. So first, we will talk about chemtrails and mass hypnosis. And this is done under the session by Metroton on 23rd August 2022. So the chemtrails are created by so-called secret government elites who are under the control of Orion reptilian social memory complex and their counterparts. The purpose of the chemtrails is to use and create emotional reaction and to create emotional sheets around the people of a certain location. They are created primarily by to emotionally destabilize the vibration of human collective consciousness, which create effects upon the weather as well upon the emotional vibration of the place and location wherein such spraying is done. This is being done because the elite and the people in power did not want the entities of the planet Earth to regain their full power of emotional stability, because once they are able to regain their full power and emotional stability, They will become immune to any type of outside help or products, which means that once entities are able to gain a greater type of balancing within the inner self, the entities will no longer require anything in the outside world to regain a greater vibration, to feel satisfaction and joy. Because of this, the entities known as negative entities do not want the entities of the planet Earth to obtain freedom in terms of vibration of emotion. These chemtrails, when they form into particles of rain and create distortion of or breakage in the field of vibration of negative type, which means that the main purpose is to induce fear and to keep the entities of the planet Earth in the emotion of lack and unworthiness, thus allowing them to control the masses by providing them a solution for their emotional instability. This is how the entities of planet Earth are being hypnotized and creating distraction and looking toward the outside illusion complex for feeling satisfaction. As you all are aware that chemtrails are vehemently denied by the government for last 30 years, and anybody who question about it has been labeled as conspiracy theorist. Now the US government suddenly accepts that chemtrails or stratospheric aerosol injection has been happening for decades to reduce global warming and making law against it in many US states. In my previous podcast, I have mentioned that, and I already mentioned that the listener can do their own research about the subject. The best resources I know is corbettreport.com by James Corbett, who is an excellent researcher. And you can find not only chemtrails, but other topics, related topic of global agenda by the elites. Uh, Sam, do you want to add anything to chemtrails?
Yeah, I just want to say, there are many people, like who have been indeed, talking about the chemtrails. And many times, we can also even see, where we live, sometimes the planes, they have massive fumes. And what I have also noticed is that, after the chemtrails, the weather somehow kind of changes, like where I live, I have noticed this, sometimes like when, fighter jets or planes, they have fumes left over, and some of them, they form like clouds, which can then cause, uh, thunderstorms and stuff like that. Now, I have noticed that in this location now, it may not be same for people, in different locations, but there is definitely some kind of chemical reaction going on. So this, indeed suggests that, there is. They can use this chemtrail also as a means of controlling weather, as far as I understand, because it has some kind of chemical properties, like it can interact with the elements in air. And I think many of the elites, they have done such experiments many times, because I have also recently came to know about what Dubai, United Arab Emirates, is doing, because one of my friends, actually worked there in Dubai for some few years, so during that time, the friend was saying that they actually used something known as cloud seeding, and they created artificial clouds, for rain, because Dubai is usually a country which is supposed to be like dry, like a desert kind of place, but they created clouds. So if they can do that, why not, like they can manipulate other things as well. That's what like the thinking arises, right? Because imagine, like they can create clouds anywhere, because clouds can lead to thunderstorms, excess water, flooding, hurricanes and stuff. And also, when I channeled about this aspect, many a times they indeed have stated that it was created by a weather manipulation. Like the last time, I channeled Ra. I think I did a session with Ra, wherein I asked about, Hurricane Helen and how it was created. And, I think the Ra collective stated that, it was kind of uh, influenced by some negatively oriented entities, as well as it was an imbalance of the Earth planet. So it was a mix, so they also, the negative entities, they can do this. So that's what I just wanted to add.
Okay, Sam, thank you for that. Next, we are going through chemtrail. So chemtrail is one kind of techniques managed by them. They keep denying them, and that suddenly they accept. Now 8 states have made laws against it. So this is bizarre, and they don't make any apology. They don't just say this is okay. They can lie to people, and then can suddenly change. There is no personal responsibility. There is nothing, and people just take it. And I think it's up to us not to take this kind of stupidity when they are working for us. Not we are their servants or slaves. They think they can do anything to us because they're in power. And I think we should make them that that's not correct, and they have to be personally responsible. And we need to get out of this mentality where people think that the government has a right to do whatever, and we don't have any rights. They take the rights, and we can't even protect ourselves because we have to wait for the police to come and protect ourselves, because we have taken our right to protect ourselves and have to wait for them. So we are living in a very strange times. But before I digress, let's keep to the topic today. So the next topic is HAARP. So the HAARP, which is again HAARP, this is from the Galactic Federation, channeled on uh, June 2023. The HAARP, which is found in location in Alaska, is a covered project aimed at primarily learning the mastery of weather manipulation, and this is done with the assistance of many of the Orion reptilian social memory complex who desire to control the weather as well. The HAARP advanced technology has been handed over by Orion to many of the entities who are working in such type of system. Therefore, they are trying to work with some of the negative entities who have signed soul contracts with the Orions in the search of such type of advanced technologies, and to use such types of advanced technology for the purpose of manipulating atmospheric weathers and influencing cloud formation, as well as influencing precipitation, and allowing for severe storms and natural disaster to be caused. So as you know that the HAARP is in Alaska in US, and this technology is basically used for weather manipulation, and they've been using it right, left, and center everywhere. Everything, you have to doubt anything that's happening. Of course, there are some natural things happening right now because the sun is ascending as we are moving into the fourth density vibrations. But they are causing much more havoc. So to move forward their agenda of climate change, saying it is human caused climate change, everything in the one basket, so that we can be locked down. And they are talking about climate change lockdown, 15-minute cities. You can take everything is just under this cover, because anything can be defined as a climate change nowadays. And I have seen a list where even somebody's have an accident is because of a climate change. Anything is just, they give you a reason it's a climate change. So this is so ridiculous nowadays that it's almost makes me laugh, and that people can't see it. So HAARP, you should really remember the HAARP is the thing, and have look out for it. The HAARP technology in there, most of the people don't realize they are signed soul contracts in their dream with STS Orion people to give them this technology, and these people are now, as you can say, sold their souls to them, like music industry. People for fame have sold their, and the same happens with scientific community. Maybe they don't want to, uh, fame as such, but they also have a ego in terms of they did that. Okay, they brought out this new technology or invention. So this kind of ego, and ego is their meat. Orion works with the ego. Ego is their meat, and they bait it. So people need to be careful for their own things, not to go with a positive thought when they are even scientific people, and not to work with negative people, only with positive people, because and not sign soul contracts for these kind of advanced technologies for which harms human collective. So next in line is my Maui wildfire, which was a topic in August Palladian, August 14, 2023. So this was a very big topic in Hawaii and worldwide. What happened, how it happened, the Maui wildfire. Again, the media propaganda was it is a climate change, wildfires is so hot, and it was so ridiculous. I mean, so I will just go through this as well, so you can see how wide spectrum things are and how bizarre things are, and how STS forces is using any excuse for their negative plans executed for some other reason, and everything is brought under climate change. The Maui wildfire was caused by an energetic beam weapon which was directed from outer space by spacecraft whose origination were from the aspect known as Orion social memory complex. This was generated because during that time of the occurrence of the event, and the entity who was extremely positive oriented was found in the location of Maui. In order to stop this entity, the Orions sent this energetic beam weapon, which started the wildfires. This extremely positive entity survived the attack. As you already know, many researchers have pointed out that this wildfire, they've been showing photographs where, the trees were things, the metal were completely destroyed, vaporized all the metal, but the trees and the benches which are made of wood survived as it is. And you can make sense. I mean, nothing adds up like 9/11, and you can see all those things. And they just told us it's just a wildfire, and people take it and things. But again, just to show how crazy times we are living in, or you can say times for uh, awakening to see through this. And it is very difficult to see through this unless your vibration is high. People just accept and say, oh yeah, okay, this is that, oh, government is doing so much. So and the people in power giving you completely, I mean, nothing adds up really. And then we have an earthquake of Japan, which started on the 1st of January this year, 2024. This was Galactic Federation uh, in January 2024. The earthquake in Japan on 1st of January 2024 was created uh, in coordination with negatively oriented Orion social memory complex who want to exert their dominance over the Earth planetary sphere. These entities primarily have used their advanced technology, which they have also given to many of those human entities who are their counterparts, and they have had conspired to utilize a weather manipulation device which was hidden in the depths of location known as Antarctica. This device primarily has been inserted through the collaboration of various negatively oriented service to self human entities who primarily have power to manipulate atmospheric environmental situations. Again, you can imagine, HAARP basically helping them, people who are working in the HAARP. And Orion, we already know Orion and Reptilian and Anunnaki social memory complex and Lucifer social memory complex. They are all working together from Mars, and through their gophers, Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, uh, Bezos from Amazon, and Facebook guy, Mark Zuckerberg. Everybody's involved. Bill Gates, say all their gophers who make this happen in the backgrounds, pulling cords and helping them. Uh, this was coordinated in order to destabilize the various regions on Earth planets. This aspect was created by also using the exploration of scientific understanding beneath the veil of distortion known by your people as sun. A sun is a particle collider in Switzerland, in near Lausanne area. And sun is another technology which they use for many STS purposes, which create weather, collateral damage in weather. When they open the portal through sun, it generally creates hard weathers in the earth, like earthquakes and storms. So sun is another. HAARP and sun are two technologies or two places that we should be very aware, which are causing too much harm in earth atmosphere at present. Wherein such aspects of creation of such type of seismic manipulation device was created. This was done under the uh, under the with the help of Orion social memory complex and reptilian social memory complex and their counterparts. So again, you are saying the earthquake which is started in Japan is also done by them for the purpose of manipulating, destabilize different regions for their agendas, which are we can't see. We have to connect the dots so that they destabilize, create fear among people. Most people get afraid and then say, help us. And then they will say, okay, here is the solution. Give more power to us, more executive power, more things, lose your freedom, and we will secure you. Say same thing. And now we don't have anything, neither freedom of speech, nothing. We are censored, everything. We can't travel. And we keep falling for it all the time. And we should realize now that enough is enough. The next one is Hurricane Helen, which was happened this year in October. This is from Galactic Federation in October 2024. The World Economic Forum wants to create a portal which will not be merely a physical but a metaphysical, as it represents an operating between dimension that allows entities of lower vibration to enter and interact with Earth reality more easily. This attempt was recently made upon planet Earth, which led to the creation of attribute known as Hurricane Helen in the United States, wherein the effects of the portal opening attempt was drastic. The World Economic Forum and other entities of your planet also have the ability to control weather events, such as which has been noticed by people through historical accounts, where weather manipulation has been attempted and acknowledged, such as Operation Popeye, wherein during the so-called Vietnam War, there was an operation where the United States military social complex engaged in cloud seeding to extend the monsoon season. This was an attempt to use weather manipulation as a weapon, and the other attributes. For example, a weather manipulation was found in United Arab Emirates cloud seeding program, which they has been using for combating water scarcity and understanding about weather modification technologies. The people must realize the weather manipulation is indeed an attribute which is always occurring upon the planet Earth by so-called elites using weather manipulation technologies to create attributes such as Hurricane Elaine and for control and to create fear. Since only in the environment of fear, the negatively oriented entities exist. So again, can you see this, that everywhere the same players, World Economic Forum, the elites, the human counterparts, uh, uh, working with Orion social memory complex or reptilian social memory complex to bring about this STS agenda, and that their main purpose right now is to make sure that Earth, instead of going to 4 density positive timeline by 2030, goes into negative timeline by 2030. And this is the struggle for that power and control. Now, the next one is Hurricane Milton, which happened in October. This month only. And this is Ra, which Sam just mentioned. I again go through this. So you can see the Earth planet is influenced by various celestial body complexes, including a recent introduction of a double moon. This second moon, which is hidden from the human perception, has been gradually moving closer to the Earth planet, which is primarily being exerted by negatively oriented extraterrestrial entities on the Earth planet in consultation with Orion Anunnaki reptilian gray social memory complex. The Hurricane Milton was a result of ongoing struggle of battle for the rescue of Double Moon, the Aster Command social memory complex, primarily in their understanding of the alignments, tried to stop the negatively oriented entities from fully establishing the orbit pattern for the double moon. However, the negatively oriented entity used a negative flash energetic weapon, which not only caused a large amount of the Asher Command social memory complexes to cross over, but the Galactic Federation had to rescue a new protocol of angeling being for fending off the energy. This energy hit the lands of Florida, United States of America. This energetic, negatively polarized energy, upon hitting the ocean of planet Earth, created a disturbance of energy which led to the circular formation and irregular patterns of high wind speeds, leading for the creation of Hurricane Milton. Um, the angelic beings, specifically the Archangel Michael social memory complex, had been used their love light energies to stabilize and control the double moon at the current time. These negatively oriented entities have thereby retreated from the so-called double moon, and they have now retreated back to their base in Mars. So as you can see now that I have taken you through these 5 examples, that how bizarre, how they are working. And it's not that, of course, they are directly controlling the weather everywhere. The fires is everywhere. If you look at a US map right now, there are fires going everywhere in 300 places. All the forests are burning. They're burning the factories. They're doing all the kind and taking the excuse for weather manipulation, of course, for climate change. So because they want to say climate change, everything is a climate change now. But they are doing something else to destabilize Earth vibration or other agenda to bring about negative emotions. And this has a collateral damage in terms of weather most of the time, because something happens with they don't have thought of, and things move in a different direction. And it is very difficult for people to see threes. I mean, can you think, I mean, who can imagine they are introducing double moon and we can't even see it? It's crazy. I mean, uh, uh, it's boggles my mind. And then at least I was not sure double moon, but I could actually see that something is not right, and whatever the official narrative is does not add anything up. I mean, you take Maui wildfire. It from the beginning it was clear it was the directed energy weapon. Many researchers with their own intelligence were able to figure that out. So I think I leave people to really think anything happens, just not fall for creative, just use your mind, and work on yourself to increase your vibration to you can see through it. You will get this new sense, or awakening, whatever you may call it. And then you can be able to see through it. You won't be confused, because most people say, how do I know? I get confused, so many different views. And this only happens because your mind is not clear, because you're still stuck in the lower chakras. You need to balance the lower chakras and start moving into the higher chakras, so you can see through things. And once you are awake and you can see through things, it will stay with you, like learning the bicycles. Once the balance comes, whether it's a bicycle or a shirshashan, or doing ice skating or roller skating, this balance always remains with you. And the same thing happens when you once balance your chakras. It always remains with you. It might go here and there, sometimes, but you always get back into the balancing. So Sam, do you want to add to this?
No, I just want to say thank you, for this detailed overview of all of these sessions and what they have covered. And also, I want to say thank you to the listeners for liking, commenting, and stay tuned for the upcoming sessions with us. Thank you so much.